Hi, my name is Bryan from Gunpla Network. Today we are interviewing Meijin Kawaguchi, and he's known as Katsumi Kawaguchi. And thank you so much for giving us the time today for this really great interview. So I do have a couple of questions here that I'm going to be asking, and again, thank you so much. So the first question is in your opinion, what changed the most in the Gunpla community since your beginning back in the 1980s?
多分これは日本だけではなく他の国もそうなんですけれども、1980年代、90年代、この辺の、ガンプラのコミュニティっていうのはショップがあって、そのショップの周辺でそこのショップに通う人たちのコミュニティっていうのが一つ、最近の形だったんですね。でそれが今は、インターネットで、オンラインでつながっているコミュニティっていうのがすごく増えてきます。そうすると、そこのコアのところにショップもあるんだけれども、じゃあ展示会をやろうとか、それからちょっとオフラインで集まってみようっていうと、いろんなところから遠くの人たちが来るようになる。要はそのコミュニティの、人たちのこの住んでる場所っていうのがどんどん広くなってきたのが80年代、90年代に大きく変わったところで、そこのところでは年齢とか性別とか国籍ももうすでに関係なくなって、ボーダーがなくなってきて今コミュニティがいろいろ作られているっていうのが、一番新しい形になっているかなと思います。
So he said back in the 80s when Gunpla communities first started, mostly they were revolved around a single hobby shop where a lot of people nearby would just come and indulge in their hobby by buying models or talking to other people at the shop, right? But it's gone to the point now because of the internet that more and more people are able to go beyond their boundaries. They are able to meet with other people from even like all the way across the world. So ever since the 80s, age, ethnicity, and everything else just stopped mattering because it's become much more worldwide, and I feel like that's the biggest change since my time.
That is a really great question. I actually grew up watching Gundam when I was a child. Now, for the second question here is, what would you want to see in Gunpla going forward in terms of technology and technique?
ガンプラがどんどん進化している、要は製造技術で進化している方っていうのは、模型の業界の中だけでの話ではないんですよね。他の業界からいろんな、技術っていうのを教えてもらったり、それを真似したりしながらどんどんガンプラっていうのは進化しています。だからもっと今、モデルキットの世界だけじゃなくて、その外にあるいろんな技術、こういったものをどれだけ、取り込んでいくのか、どれだけいろんな楽しいものを見つけるのかっていうのが多分、これから大事になってくるんじゃないかと思いますね。
So he said Gunpla as a hobby itself has already grown tremendously over the years with the increasing ability to take technology to make it better and better. But what he likes to see most of all, which is also currently still happening, is that beyond the scope of just modeling, Gunpla and other modelers have been taking continuously from other industries, from other ideas, and many other places to incorporate into modeling. And that's something that he would like to see more and more of here on onwards.
That's really awesome. Thank you. And the next question is, this is actually something we found in the magazine. We found out that back in the 1980s, you built a Zaku from scratch for the Hobby Japan magazine. Why did you went with the Zaku compared to the RX-78 Gundam?
その時に僕ガンダムに対しては魅力はそんなになかった。ザクがかっこよかった。
At that point for me, I wasn't too drawn to Gundam. I thought the Zakus were really cool.
ガンプラを作る前にからもずっとプラモデルを作ってるんだけど、その時には戦車であったり飛行機であったり船であったり、いろんなモデルキットを作ってました。でそこのところで作ってるものっていうのはそのスペシャリティの一機だけじゃなくていっぱいある、 戦車だったら本当にたくさんある中でどこで使われてどういうふうに使われたんだろうっていうのをイマジネーションを膨らませながら作っていくのが楽しかった。ガンダムでもそれはできないことはないんだけれども、ザクの方がそれがとても、モデルキットとしては違うわ。作ることに関して魅力がそこのところで発揮できるというふうに感じてました。
Before, this is way before even Gundam was really a thing. I was building constantly models of like cars and tanks and many military vehicles, right? So for me, a mobile suit like the Zaku was much more attractive in the sense that if I can see all of its various uses in different areas and whatnot. Of course, the Gundam probably could do all these things too, but for me, the mass production Zaku made much more sense as a unit to be based, especially for my taste in how the wide use of military weapons.
That's really great. Well, I'm actually a Zaku fan myself. And the next question is what do you think is the biggest difference between Japanese and North American?
これは人によっても全然やっぱり違うんだけれども、すごくそうだな、簡単に言っちゃうと、プラモデルキットの歴史っていう意味では、一番最初に生まれたのはイギリスで、その後アメリカにも広がっていったら、日本にプラモデルっていう文化が入ってきたのは、日本が太平洋戦争で負けてアメリカが進駐軍にやってきた時にプラモデルも入ってきた。だから歴史っていう意味では本当はアメリカの方が、古いんです。ただ、アメリカ、カナダ含めて北米の、モデラーっていうのはその後どんどん少なくなっちゃう。例えばトイザらスなんかでもそんなにモデルキットって売ってない。そういうホールセールであまり売ってないような、モデルキットっていうのはやっぱりモデルキットを楽しむ人っていうのはなかなか増えていかなくなる。でただ日本の場合は、昔はそんなに遊びの種類っていうのは多くなかったから、モデルキットを作るっていうのは、男の方が必ず一度は取る、ホビーだったんだけども、そうしてずっと作り続けていったのが日本人なんだ。で、もっと他にもいろいろな楽しいことがあるので、いろんなものを経験しているのが多分、アメリカはじめ北米の方で、ヨーロッパもそうですけども、そうすると、今ガンプラっていうことで言ったときに、やっぱりガンプラに関しては本当にもう、40年近い、時間日本でずっとやっぱりいろんな人がいろんな作品を見ながら作り続けているので、すごく、いろいろなものを実際に見る作るっていう経験がやっぱり大きいんです。で他の、アメリカ、カナダ、北米の、ビルダーではそこまでやっぱり経験がやっぱりないので、これからどうやって面白いものを作っていくのかっていうのを、発揮してくれると、その差っていうのは一気に縮まっていくんだけども、今その途中のところになるのかなというふうには思います。
Okay, so he says that in terms of builders, there's a big difference person to person because it's basically mainly based on personality. But it's very interesting when we look into the history of where models come from. Because models were originally originated from England and was brought over to the States. And Japan didn't really have models until they lost the war, in which case it came from the States and they were also able to start models. But in the case of America, models became increasingly unpopular due to the fact that people just weren't really liking them, and toy stores was just not carry many of them anymore. So the hobby itself was on a steady decline at that time. But in Japan, which was a country at the point where entertainment itself was not very common, a lot of people would just turn to hobbies like building models as a way to pass time. And therefore, a lot of people in Japan, especially boys, would at least have built a model in their lifetime. And as it grew in Japan and decreased in the States, the sort of technique was increasingly starting to show a gap. So at this point in time, what Gunpla itself is about to meet its 40th anniversary next year. So Japan has had almost 40 years to develop more and more techniques regarding models, while America itself which comparatively did not regain its boom until much later. So because of this, there is obviously a skill gap in between the two, but I personally see this gap through the fact that a lot more people are being connected over the course of internet is shortly being equalized to the point where you can almost see that there is a complete possibility that the tables might turn at some point, and that's something I look very much forward to.
The same here. It's the community is steadily growing here in Canada. I'm actually from Edmonton myself, and the community there have grown considerably as well, thanks to Bandai and the Gundam hobby. Now, the last question that I have here is, have you tried poutine yet and maple syrup?
お昼プーティン食べました。
I just had some poutine for lunch, actually.
What do you think?
Oh, good.
Good. That's really awesome. Thank you so much, Meijin Kawaguchi. I really appreciate this really great interview, and thank you again for helping us. This is Bryan from Gunpla Network. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.